Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podcast where we were welcomed to Heel Mania. It is lost in the mid-card. Here we are after WrestleMania. We got nights 1 and 2 out of the way, and a little bit of a rain delay, but a decent night, 2 decent nights of action. So we are going to be here to talk about it. Our very first Thursday show in a while. I think we used to do Thursdays back in the day. We are back to Thursdays, fresh off of what was a damn good AEW Dynamite, maybe one of the better ones ever. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about NXT's debut on Tuesday. We'll talk about Raw After Mania, which sucked a fat dick. That's putting it nicely, I guess. We will talk about all of that and some headlines. But first, thank you to spiderduck.net for being our host, enabling us to be on iTunes, Spotify, and any of your favorite podcasting apps. All you got to do is search for Lost the Midcard. Hit that subscribe button. That way you know every time a new episode comes your way. Now on every Thursday, but it's nice to subscribe because sometimes we'll come at you with a different day. So at least you'll know when you'll be notified when a new episode comes around. Also, we're on the YouTube for the video version of this podcast, and the link to that is on our Facebook page. Go to the pinned post at facebook.com/Lost in the Midcard, or go to our pinned tweet on Twitter at LITMC Podcast, where we also share some tweets from the wrestling world. I am your host, Jeremy Bennett. You can find me on the Twitter at JB Huskers. As always, my co-host, he is on the Twitter at Raw F Showtime. It is Mr. Matt Black. Matt, how you doing?
Whew, it's been a long 10 days, man.
How's it feel working a Wednesday when you don't have 2 shows to worry about?
Actually, there was a lot of news out today. I was busy almost all day, one article after another.
Did you have to do both shows at once, like when you were working?
No, I was on the AEW Dynamite side of things, and there were others that were on the NXT side of things. I would only have to write about something NXT related if literally nobody else was available to do it. They would just tell me what happened and what I needed to cover. I think I might have written about NXT on a Wednesday, maybe once or twice as it was going on. I was always on the AEW Dynamite duty, essentially.
Which you weren't complaining.
Nope. I mean that's the show I watch live. So now
Yep.
I get to watch them both live. So
Yep.
Also no complaints. It's a win for wrestling fans everywhere.
Felt kind of weird not recording last night, but here we are. We'll get to NXT later. We'll get to WrestleMania in a little bit, but let's get to AEW because that's fresh in our minds. We just watched it, literally ended 30 minutes ago. So let's kick things off with AEW Dynamite. We kick things off with the Young Bucks Death Triangle. Jesus Christ, Matt, what a way to kick things off, huh?
This could have been the main event.
Yeah, there's a few things that could have been the main event.
I was going to say this could have been the main event. Jericho and Dax could have been the main event. This was like AEW kind of gave us like a mini pay-per-view tonight.
Well, and
I think that was a pretty damn smart call to make.
The card is stacked next week too.
Yeah, I mean, well, you have the fans the first time, you want to bring them back next week. So, I feel like there's going to be a lot of new eyes on Dynamite for the first time tonight, and I really feel like they really put their best foot forward.
Yeah,
in terms of showcasing their product and establishing their stars and letting a lot of people on the show in a lot of easy, quick ways.
Yeah.
Just the mini promo segments and in the couple they had a couple of squash matches, and they had some really good long matches, and like I felt like everything just balanced really, really well tonight. I thought they did a fantastic job.
The freshly heel Young Bucks, just as I said that, whoever had to clean up all those dollar bills is probably happy now. And then as soon as I put that thought out on Twitter, all the streamers came shooting down.
I love this. I love seeing streamers again. I have not seen streamers in professional wrestling
in a while,
in what feels like forever. So just to see streamers, it oddly got me feeling a little bit nostalgic. I loved the streamer thing. I thought it was great.
Prior to that, they showed a promo where MJF tried to buy off Mike Tyson, didn't work.
Because he can't keep his damn foot out of his own mouth.
Right.
He says stupid shit and then expects it not to bite him in the ass. And when you say stupid shit like that to fucking Mike Tyson, what the fuck you think's gonna happen?
I thought Tyson did pretty good with his promos tonight.
I thought he did very good all night.
Yeah. We'll get to him as the special guest enforcer with Dax against Jericho later. But Young Bucks, I mean, Jesus Christ, this thing went, I would say, 25 minutes. Maybe it was 30 after.
I don't have a timestamp or whatever, but it wasn't
30 after.
It surely wasn't a short match.
No, it was 30 after when the match ended. I don't know if with all the talking and entrances, it might have been 20, 22 minutes, but damn, fucking great match. Pac and Pac. I'm starting to talk like Eddie Kingston now. Who was not on the show this week. That was about the only negative that we could talk about Dynamite was no Eddie Kingston. No Moxley either.
And look, unless it was going to be a backstage promo from Kingston, there was no reason for him to be on the show. Yeah. They established, that he not only was he hurt, when he came out last week to try to save Mox from the Bucks and Kenny, he was limping out there. Like he came out hurt and probably in storyline term, like re-injured himself trying to save Moxley from the Elite beatdown. So like there was really no reason for Kingston to be on tonight's Dynamite, and it made sense for him not to be there.
I liked Matt with the heel nonchalant cover, and JR called it a half-assed cover. I loved it. I loved that call, that pin. Fucking Young Bucks. I think it was Nick with a slingshot Canadian Destroyer. That looked fucking cool. And then Matt and Nick with stereo Poison Ranas, again, fucking cool.
Well, one of them was taking one.
Yeah.
One Buck was delivering one, and the other one was taking one.
Oh God, I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, they were both on the outside, and the two guys looked at it. It was like I think it was Phoenix looking at Nick.
Yeah.
And they both hit the Poison Ranas on Pac and Matt.
God, that shit was going so fast I didn't even realize that. By God.
There was a lot of stuff going on in that match.
Man, when Pac hit that black arrow and Phoenix actually had blocked Nick for a minute, I thought that was it. I was like, whoa, it wasn't an immediate tackle into the pile to break up the pin. So I thought that was a great spot because Phoenix held his ground for 2 seconds, literally into the 2 count. And then they fell on top. I thought that was good because I was like, holy shit, are they gonna do this? Of course, Matt put the bug in my head that maybe Moxley would cost them the titles.
Well, I felt look, last week I felt that was the only possible way they could drop them. If Mox wasn't gonna be on the show and he wasn't, there was no way they were losing those titles. Because it would have really taken the immediate wind out of the sails of their heel turn.
Yeah.
You're heels now, but the first match you're losing the tag titles.
Yeah, it made no sense.
It would not have it wouldn't have been good for the Bucks.
It would have been best for business. Is that what you're trying to say?
I don't think it would have been.
Nick with a dick move, pulling Phoenix's mask off, and of course Phoenix covering his face, so then he can't see the double super kick land, and the Bucks retain.
Yeah, he didn't even try to kick out. He was more concerned about covering his face.
Yeah.
Than anything else. So I mean, it really it protected Death Triangle tremendously.
Yeah.
Because
it was cheap.
Yeah.
Cheap in a different way. Cheap in a way that it didn't necessarily cheat. Though Excalibur expertly said in Mexico that's a disqualification. But yeah, though he didn't cheat, still a dick move. And there we go. All of a sudden now Alex Marvez and Chris Jericho are best friends. I said it on Twitter. I go, I've missed babyface Chris Jericho. And then in the same tweet, I say, I already healed Chris Jericho. Just how good Chris Jericho is. Speaking of Chris Jericho, how about that Broken Skull session, man? That was fucking tremendous to go through.
It was awesome.
The career of Jericho. And, we also got a good 20, 25 minutes to talk about AEW, a few minutes in the beginning, and then maybe the last 15 minutes of the show about Chris's New Japan and then AEW run. And so, but then going through, and there was stuff that they didn't even cover that I wish they would have, but shit, it was already a 2-hour show.
Yeah, it was like a 2.5 hour thing. Like, they could easily do another one, but I doubt Vince is going to be willing to, to have him back for another one. They're lucky they got the one they did.
Never know.
Essentially.
You never know. Yeah, I mean I was kind of disappointed they didn't talk about Jericho throwing HBK through the Jeritron. That feud was like one of the greatest feuds of that decade. Talking about a couple other of Jericho's returns. They talked about the Second Coming, which was short hair, sequin vest Jericho. They didn't talk about the creepy vignettes, which a lot of people thought were Undertaker at the time, or Sting. A lot of people holding out hope for Sting at that point. Didn't those creepy vignettes in the school, didn't that lead to No Talk Jericho? That was that return, wasn't it? Where he would just hype up the crowd, act like he's going to talk, and then leave.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
And then finally he spoke. And I mean, here's the brilliance of Jericho. He is annoying the fuck out of you for 3 or 4 weeks without talking or cutting a promo after being gone for, I think he was gone at that point. I think he was gone 11 months, maybe 9. And then finally says at the Royal Rumble, it's the end of the world as you know it. And the pop that he got for just speaking, it just shows to how, and just everything that they talked about was just how brilliant Jericho's been, hence a 30-year career. Anything specific, any stories, anything stood out to you, Matt?
No, I just enjoyed the conversation.
Yeah.
Like, what I was most interested in, and I don't mean to take this as an insult to Austin and Jericho, but Austin and Jericho are very good in interviews, taking any story and making it about themselves. No matter who they're interviewing, they love to do that. They can't help themselves. The fact that it was Austin and Jericho together, I was very interested to see how that dynamic would play off when they tried to do that back and forth with each other. I very much enjoyed it.
I mean, one of the most beloved guys ever in the PGA was Arnold Palmer, and he would do that all the time. So, even the most beloved guys will still cut a promo on themselves. I'm trying to think of anything else, but damn, that was good. I've missed the last few Stone Cold talks, but I was not missing that one. For damn sure.
Honestly, you should go out of your way. You should go out of your way to watch them. They're all excellent.
Yeah.
Like the second one with the Undertaker and the one with Orton and this one, like they've all been Just really, really good stuff.
I think a lot of it is I would be gone on Sundays for a lot of the WWE pay-per-views, and so then I watch the pay-per-view on either late Sunday or Monday, and then just never get around to it.
See, I knew I probably wouldn't be up for the Smoking Skull sessions afterwards, and I saw Peacock had it on there Sunday afternoon, and I'm just watching this shit now.
Yeah, I was watching.
I'm not even gonna freaking take the chance.
Yeah, I was watching the Masters, and I thought about putting it on, and it was about a little after 4, and I'm like, oh shit, it's gonna run into the kickoff show, though. I guaranteed probably wasn't gonna miss anything on the kickoff show, and pretty much was kind of right.
Yeah, those kickoff shows were an utter waste of time.
At least they're only an hour each night. So back to AEW. Inner Circle cutting a promo with Alex Marvez. Tyson says he'll call it down the middle. He'll be firm but fair. Next up, one of the great feuds, not only in the women's division but in AEW, Red Velvet and Jade Cargill. Matt, I thought this was a very entertaining, exciting match between these ladies, who I thought worked well together in the mixed tag match back a few weeks back. I thought this was another good showing from both ladies, Matt.
Yeah, as I said on Twitter, I don't like Jade with a live mic, but she's been nothing but impressive in the ring.
Get her a manager.
For as little time as she's been doing it. Yeah, she should be in Team Taz. You know, just let Taz talk for her. That'll be fine. But no, I thought the match was great. I thought both of them. I think they work really well together.
Yeah,
and I think this feud will benefit both of them. Even though it's kind of a one-sided feud at the moment.
Yeah, I kind of thought Red was going to win that.
I didn't, because I feel like I don't know who they're going to have Jade lose to first, but it's evidently clear that the push train's behind Cargill. So
see, and I gotta get my head out of the WWE 50-50 booking and get my head out of that ass, because
look, if there's one thing AEW doesn't do very often is 50-50 booking.
Yeah.
And honestly, I very much appreciate it, because
I
appreciate that wins and losses here. They really do truly matter.
Sometimes. But yeah, I get what you're saying. They matter more than WWE. Sometimes the when people get title shots, you kind of question yourself at why do these matter?
Well, mostly the only title they do that with is the TNT title, and that's because the champion normally does it with the. They normally have like the open.
Yeah,
open challenge type situation.
Yeah, they've done it with the women's title too. It's a little, and tag titles. They've done it with about every title except the main title.
Well, and that's the one that matters the most.
Yeah.
So
I loved Britt Baker talking about speaking of the rankings.
Yes, yeah.
I loved Britt Baker talking about them and how she should now be number 2. I thought that would set up maybe a Britt and Ty match that I would really like, but then we find out that the championship match is next week between Shida and Ty Conchi, and Jesus, that'll be good.
When Ty loses,
Britt's number 1.
Britt has the argument that she should be number 1. So I mean, it all freaking works out. And don't get me wrong, I love Ty, but I don't see her winning the title next week. No. But heck, I would be pleasantly surprised to be wrong. So
she is managed by -1, so
he's a sneaky one. That -1.
I thought it was hilarious on Sammy's vlog this week. They were like all going nuts with Cody's new jacket, and -1's just sitting there playing WWE 2K.
Hey, as long as he's having fun.
Give me the views. I can't wait for the Karens to come out and say, well, granted, I'm sure not many Karens watch Sammy's vlog, but when -1, what did you just say? Nobody does?
I'm sure none of them do.
Oh, no, Karens do.
Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say he gets the views.
I watch every single damn week. Like, I'm the one that got you onto the show.
Yeah, no, you got me back. I had watched it a long time ago when AEW first started. And so maybe I might have got you on it, and then you got me back because I had taken a break from it. But damn it, it's almost like BTE what it used to be. But now maybe we'll get the old BTE with the band back together, Matt. Who knows?
Kenny cut a hell of a promo on BT this week.
Oh, that was so good.
Kind of wish they would have shown that on Dynamite tonight,
right?
To be perfectly honest.
Maybe next week.
It was that good.
There was no Kenny this week outside of the parking lot shot. So maybe next week they do that. That would make sense if they do. I need to like tweet that out, put that on the Twitter. AEW needs to show that Kenny Omega promo from BTE this week on next week's AEW Dynamite. All right. Hopefully one of you guys saw that.
Putting it out there in the universe, brother.
Cutler. I guess he'd probably be the most likely to see it. I'm wondering if Cutler's the guy that monitors social media for them. Sean Rouse Sapp had a great tweet. I think this was in talking about the Britt Baker thing. He's like, he said, Hikaru Shida should probably have more than 2 singles matches by tax day. Because it said she was 2-0 in 2020. Not 1. Jesus Christ. It's 2021. 2020 did not continue. 2020 was deleted. We got the debut from the factory of Anthony Ogogo, the impressive boxer. I said on Twitter, I go, the beginning of Ogogo's entrance music, I feel like I should be laying on the couch, smoking a joint, and listening to some vinyl. It was quite the smooth blues open for his man. How about that punch to the gut, just dropping that fucker like a rock, and fucking good night. There's a little squash match for you.
Squashy washy.
Just dropped him like a sack of potatoes, whatever you drop. Dax with Cash and Jericho with Sami. Tyson as a special enforcer. Damn, these two guys had a hell of a match, didn't they?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was crazy and AEW-rific and everything that I enjoy about this crazy company.
Yeah, I mean, just one-on-one, that was a great throwback match between a veteran and a throwback in his own right in Dax, and a veteran in Jericho. And then, of course, all hell breaking loose throughout the match. Tyson was great. Immediately stopped Jericho from using an illegal weapon, and which distracted.
It did exactly what he said he was going to do.
Which distracted him as a dumb bit. Now Jericho's a dumb baby face, so he'll get the easy distraction, distracted by Tyson, and that allowed Dax to get the upper hand for a while. And Dax got tried to use an illegal weapon and got the same result. Cash sure ate a great punch from Tyson, didn't
he? Yeah, he sold it like $1 million.
Fuck, man, that was great. After all that crazy shit, Dax went for a power bomb. Sami got on the apron to distract him, and Jericho escapes and hits the Judas effect for the Uno Dos Tres in what was a goddamn good match between those two guys. Next up, Alex Marvez tried to interview the I don't know who these guys are now. The Club, the Click, Omega Bucks brothers, and Callis. And Callis said, "Yeah, Marvez, we don't need you." And they cut a promo. And then the Bucks act like they're going to super kick the cameraman like the old days. Instead, Don Callis gets his leg a foot up off the ground for a super kick. That's about right, wasn't it, Matt? He got his foot about a foot off. He got his leg about a foot up the ground.
Maybe.
Old pal Joel Holbert from Fightful put on the Twitter after the Jericho match. Dax, the Axe Harwood versus the Mad King Eddie Kingston. Hey, Tony Khan, thanks. And I retweeted that with my stamp of approval. I would fucking love to see that match, please. Callis, did he slap the leg there, Matt? Did he?
I don't know. I wasn't paying enough attention to what Callis did.
I think he slapped the leg. Man, I saw the funniest photo from WrestleMania weekend. I think it was from WrestleMania weekend. I would just assume so. It had to have been Hogan talking to Lillian Garcia, and
that was BB Rexa, sir. That
was
Lillian
that not
Garcia.
I couldn't. She's cut off. I couldn't tell. It looked like Lillian to me. Fuck. Right between them. Do not slap the leg while kicking, brother. I swear to God, I thought that was Lillian because, well, you couldn't really see her anyways. Welcome back, Chris Statlander. After several months away due to a torn ACL, she returns to action against the veteran Amber Nova. I like Amber Nova. Good to see her in AEW. She's been in basically every promotion you could think of. She's even had an appearance here and there on NXT. So good to see her in AEW. It'd be good if maybe they keep her around. Statlander looked pretty damn good, didn't she?
Yeah, impressive squash match. I mean, like it was much like a go-go earlier, but slightly more competitive.
Yeah, a little bit more offense. Next up, we get Christian Cage, who's going to set to make an open challenge. And Tony Schiavone mentioning the first time he's gotten to interview Christian Cage. That's kind of cool to see a legend interview a legend that you have not seen on camera before. So Cage is cutting the promo when he's interrupted by Taz and Hook and Will Hobbs. And Taz wants to know if he's in or out. And Christian says that Team Taz is a dumpster fire and he's here to win championships. And he says he's out. And not before making some great digs at Taz, saying that it's a good thing Taz is 3 steps up the ramp there so they could see each other eye to eye. And then, of course, got to get the old bingo hall shot in, don't we, Matt?
I thought it was funny.
And then, of course, Taz alluding that Edge carried Christian for all of his career. So good stuff to be had in that promo exchange between Christian and Taz. And then Will Hobbs beating the hell out of Christian selling the hell out of it. Good shit, pal. We then lead that up to a match between Powerhouse Will Hobbs and Christian next week. So if I remember seeing the graphic right, Matt, I think they changed their mind, and almost rightfully so. I think they're calling him Powerhouse Will Hobbs now instead of making Powerhouse his first name.
I don't recall. I would have to go back and look at it.
Yeah, if I saw that graphic right, I want to think that it says Powerhouse Will Hobbs now, which I like better than just Powerhouse Hobbs, to be honest. Main event time on AEW. Main event time already. Man, it's hard to believe we got through this whole show
still
already.
Says Powerhouse Hobbs.
Oh, does it? Okay.
Yep, I'm looking at the graphics for next week.
Okay. Main event time. Darby Allin, Matt Hardy for the TNT Championship. Matt Hardy wrestling, I think, 2 days after losing his father. Matt and Jeff, condolences to thoughts with Matt and Jeff there for on the loss of their father.
Sure.
This was a tremendous, literally hardcore TNT title match. I thought it was again, sometimes it's cool to have the locker room empty out with everybody involved. I guess it didn't really take away for me, Matt, but sometimes they just go to that well a little too often.
Oh, it all made sense to me. The Hardy Office gimmick gets involved. The Hardy Office gimmick's feuding with Dark Order. Sting comes out and gets involved because he's got Darby's back. All the interference made sense to me, especially in a pinfalls count anywhere match.
Yeah.
I mean,
it just seems like they just do this.
You really expect anything else?
It seems like they unload the locker room a little too often in Dynamite, though.
I'd rather see friends coming out and helping friends than wondering why the hell this guy's getting beaten down and why he doesn't have any friends in the locker room.
Yeah.
So like I'd rather have people run out and get involved instead of me questioning why, why is this person getting beat down 4-on-1? Does he have absolutely no friends in the locker room at all? So like I appreciate stuff like that. Some people might think it might be a little overdone at times, but I think it makes things more realistic.
Interesting development in that match. Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky looking like they were going to jump Sting, and Lance Archer makes the save. How about that? As the dynamic between Archer and Sting continues to get interesting. Man, there were so many moves by Hardy that I thought that it was it. Like, I couldn't believe Darby kicked out of some of that shit. Like the twist of fate with his chair, a neck around that chair. Thought that was done. A leg drop through the table. Like how the
both times they sold me a ticket.
Yeah.
On the fact that the title might be changing hands. So
how the fuck
phenomenal job.
How the hell did he kick out of that, man?
Darby Allin's the one that will not die.
No kidding. And then Darby Allin with an insane coffin drop off of basically a truss the set with this that holds the setup, and and I guess Tony Khan is buying the announce team new monitors, so Darby decided to trash the current ones.
First time the announce table has ever been destroyed at AEW.
Yeah, even though it was just monitors getting destroyed. Yeah, it's the first time they've been there's been some teases, but never.
Well, they destroyed the monitors and they put Matt Hardy right through the table.
They put him through the table?
Yeah, he did the coffin drop off the freaking
was it the announce
building
table?
Yes.
The angle did not seem like that was the announce table that he did that through.
Yeah, he knocked all the TVs off. He put Matt Hardy on the table. He climbed up the thing and he coffin dropped him through the announce table.
I thought it was a different table, but okay.
Well, they don't have a fancy WWE announce table, but maybe they're about to get one. So maybe that's why they blew this one up. I don't know. But it was definitely the announce table.
Again, so much shit going on. I can't remember everything. So there you go. Darby Allin retains, and that is the end of a fucking tremendous episode of Dynamite, man. It was good shit, pal.
It's such good shit.
That's right, Mox. That's right. I did not realize BJ Whitmer is working behind the scenes at AEW.
Yeah, that's why they didn't hire Kelly Klein.
Oh.
Because they were used to be married and they broken it up.
Yeah, that would do it.
And that's why AEW never went after her when the whole fallout with ROH happened, because Whitmer works there.
You know what they say, Matt? Never dip your pen in the company ink.
They say.
WrestleMania night 1. How about the old Major League Baseball rain delay for night 1 of WrestleMania? Can you really be surprised? No.
Just the type of craziness just leading into this event to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
Like if the show would have started like 3 hours earlier, they would have been tidal waved out of the damn bowl of that fucking stadium.
Oh God! Then they said it was about to get worse on the next day, and thankfully, for the most part, it held up. It was raining almost all afternoon, but when it came to showtime, at least, it mostly held up.
Night 2 was beautiful compared to night 1.
Yeah, it wasn't during the afternoon though.
No, but no, I mean by the time they were ready to go on for the pre-show and shit, like everything was cleared up and fine.
You know, the best thing was about that rain delay, Matt, we got unscripted promos because they literally had to pull promos out of their ass to cover the time.
And the only one that was terrible was Shane's. Dumb.
The entire roster out on the stage, and everybody making jokes that Roman Reigns is a part of the McMahon family because he was standing by Vince closer than Shane was standing to Vince. So I had to get a laugh on that one. Lillian Garcia, Bebe Rexha sings America the Beautiful. See what I did there? Ah!
Love
A little hype package for WrestleMania. Vince saying, "Welcome to WrestleMania."
Tell him after his night 2 booking.
So, no shit. Before we get started, how about Cole and Samoa Joe and Ponchos? That was good.
Oh, I hope Joe's cleared.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on.
I was hoping Adam Pearce was going to come out and make that triple threat a fatal 4-way on Monday, but not yet.
I was hoping he was going to tag Drew after the match was over.
I was
reform
hoping
reform the Beatdown Clan.
Yeah,
with him, Joe, and Lashley.
All we need is get low key out of MLW.
And look, they could have given us anybody. They could have given me Joe. They could have given me Keith Lee.
Oh, we'll get into that. We'll get into that shit show in a minute.
You know who we fucking got. Trash. That's what we got.
That's what we got. All right, so after all the talk, Hogan and Titus come out to welcome us, and boos for Hogan. That was funny. And then once they realized Hogan was getting booed, then they piped in fake cheers.
He got buried both nights. Nobody wanted to fucking hear from him.
Nope. Yeah, but it was hilarious that they put in the fake cheers. You could easily notice it. Drew McIntyre, Bobby Lashley kick things off. Obviously, we've been reporting it for months, about a month now. We knew that Drew was probably going to lead things off, get the popski. And that he did. Good to hear fans again. 25,000 strong there at Raymond James. Good to hear the fans again, though unfortunately it turns out there's reports that some of the fans in attendance have tested positive for COVID, so that's great. But
oh boy.
Yeah. Well, my buddy of mine was up at WrestlePro in Alaska during last weekend, and he ended up
Tommy Dreamer was there.
Yeah, he ended up testing positive for COVID.
Oh, that's not good either.
Nope.
Yeah, that's why I wouldn't go to any of these events, man. It's not worth the risk.
Yeah. Next year, maybe go back to return to Dallas and hit up like spring break and some of the smaller shows too.
Man, I've already done that. I would not go back to Dallas for another WrestleMania. There was nothing to do, and I wasn't honestly that big of a fan of the stadium.
Yeah. I
don't know if I'd want to go back and do Dallas again. Los Angeles, maybe.
I got friends in Dallas, and actually, I found a lot to do down there with bars and shit. And
well, I don't drink that often, so I mean. But I mean, you can go drinking anywhere.
You
can find a bar anywhere you go.
I don't drink anymore, but I don't drink any less either.
Horror. Funny guy over
here. Yeah. Somebody used that funny guy over here Seinfeld gif on me, or on something I commented on TMZ. They're talking about the death of Bernie Madoff, and I said that he made off with a lot of people's money. Thank you. Tried the veal. Lashley, Drew. How about that, man? Pretty damn good opener, huh?
Yeah, I would certainly say so.
Props to MVP. Busted up knee and all for taking a suicide dive from Drew McIntyre. Him and Lashley, as Drew jumped over the top rope and landed to the outside on both of those guys in the match there. Tremendous match. To our surprise, I think, didn't we both pick Drew on this, Matt?
Yeah, I think this might have been the biggest surprise of the weekend.
Yeah.
That they did that. So
Drew passing out in the Hurt Lock with the ref calling for the bell. They went about 18 and a half minutes. Lashley getting the win. I'm kind of happy because I want to see Lashley have a lot longer reign than just what people thought that was going to happen. And man, what a tremendous opener, man. Good way to kick off night 1 of WrestleMania with a tremendous match. These guys worked really well together. And I mean, it's been 2 guys that literally have probably had the best year of the past in the pandemic on that, especially on Raw. I think they're 2 of the guys that have kind of led the charge with what they've done. So to see them at WrestleMania, see them both kick ass at WrestleMania, it was good to see. Speaking of kick ass, she didn't have a match at WrestleMania, but Bayley sure did entertain both nights of Mania, didn't she, Matt?
Yeah, I think WWE underestimated a great deal about how popular Bayley still is.
I don't know.
And I think it bit them in the ass this weekend.
Should have made her host with Titus, not Hulk. I don't know if she's hurt or not. I wonder if she's hurt.
No, she's not.
Not hurt? Okay.
No.
We just got nothing for you.
Yeah, unfortunately.
So she interacted with the NWO and Titus. That was pretty funny. Tag Team Turmoil is up next. And so we get kick things off with Naomi and Lana against Carmella, Billie Kay. Billie Kay getting the pin, kind of a surprise elimination, making you think maybe the newly formed team of Carmella and Billie Kay were going to go places, but then the Riot Squad eliminated them right away after that. So that was short-lived. And then poor Mandy Rose slipping and falling on her ass, which, again, I don't know how nobody didn't realize, hey, let's dry off that fucking ramp after it rained all night.
Yeah, Sean Ross Sapp and Fightful said they didn't do any of that until after that occurred.
Mm-hmm. Well, shit.
Mandy said it was pretty much like walking on ice.
There was, there was standing water on the outside. You could see water prints on the ring when they would come back into the ring from the outside because there was standing water on the outside. It's like, what kind of fucking clown show you got running here, Vince?
Shut up!
He wasn't thinking things through.
Mandy and Dana,
which I guess is vintage Vince. So.
Par for the course, yes. Mandy and Dana eliminated by the Riot Squads. They then take on Natalya and Tamina, and Natalya and Tamina getting the win, and the crowd didn't react at all. But that's funny. The crowd didn't react at night 1, but they were fully behind that team at night 2, Matt.
Because, in my opinion, the crowd would have cheered anybody to see Nia Jax lose those titles.
Yeah,
I think people just don't like Nia Jax so much that they were willing to cheer Natty and Tamina.
They were willing to put out a Tamina chant. I mean, when's the last time you've heard a Tamina chant?
I couldn't even tell you. They don't even pipe those into the Thunderdome, brother.
Oh my God!
I'm just saying.
Will you stop?
Am I wrong though?
No.
Yeah. So.
I loved the political ad by Seth Rollins. I thought that was good. Probably my most looked forward to match outside of the triple threat was Cesaro and Seth Rollins, and
they killed it.
Woo-hoo-hoo. I wonder if it wasn't for the rain delay, if they wouldn't have gotten 3 to 5 more minutes to really make it a masterpiece. But it was so good.
I thought it was a masterpiece, to be perfectly honest.
It was.
I love that match. It was definitely top 3 Mania matches. Or if we're not counting anything else of WrestleMania week, like it's definitely in my top 3 of WrestleMania matches between night 1 and night 2.
For 2 or 3 months, I've been pimping this match. I've been hyping this match, man.
Me both, man. I've been looking forward to it too.
And man, it was so good to see them deliver. And man, it was so good to actually crown Cesaro and do something unexpected. And and he's probably going to go, I'd assume he's probably going to go towards maybe Roman, maybe Apollo, but I think a title match is going to be the next stop for Cesaro either way.
What I would do is I would get him in a feud with Apollo, and I would start Big E on the track to take the title from Roman at SummerSlam.
SummerSlam, yeah.
They have plenty of months that they can build it and do it right. And that's what I would like to see them do.
How good was it to see the New Day together on camera once again, man?
It's always a good thing.
Man, happy for Cesaro, happy for Swiss. Tremendous fucking match. Probably the second best match on the card. I might have to think about it, but we'll put it there for now and see what I feel in about 10 minutes after we get through the rest of the card. Next up is they showed clips of the Andre the Giant Battle Royal that Jey Uso won. They showed the interview with Ziggler and Rude, who unfortunately did not get to wrestle on WrestleMania. Big E on stage to do his introduction with for the New Day. That was so good to see. AJ and Omos come out for the Raw Tag Team Championship match. And tell you what, Omos moved around pretty good in the ring there. I liked what he did, Matt.
Yeah, I would have liked to see him on Raw too.
Hey, well, you're right. There was a lot of omissions on no Sheamus.
Yeah, like all these people who won the titles. You're not on Raw tonight, but the people who lost, let's get you on the show.
And give you another chance. And give you another chance in some instances.
It made no fucking sense.
Raw After Mania was a shitbag. Omos looked good, and man, when he would go put a full head of steam into charging into the corner, he looked quick for a 7 foot tall dude, man.
I was kind of hoping he would have cooler gear than the basic stuff he was wearing.
Yeah.
But other than that, yeah, like in the ring, he looked impressive. And look, if you let him work in short spurts and you don't overexpose him, he could be something really special in the future. It's just all about if WWE is going to fuck him over or not.
Unlike a guy that went into the Hall of Fame this year.
Who are you talking about?
Well, which big guy went into the Hall of Fame this year that got overexposed?
Oh. Oh boy.
Everybody's already asking for AJ and Omos against Apollo and Dabba-Kato. I'm for it. So as we both predicted, your new tag team champions, AJ Styles and Omos. Steel cage with Braun and Shane. Like I said, the build was a shit bag. It was the worst booked build of all of WrestleMania. We got some cool spots though. Strowman tearing the cage up and pulling Shane in. That was really a fucking cool spot, and even cooler when he fucking chokeslammed Shane off the top of the cage, or So there were some cool moments, Matt. But yeah. What else is there to say about that? Shane got his spot, right?
Pretty much.
Next up, where are we? We We introduced the Hall of Fame of 2020 and get a promo. Steve Austin narrating a video of WrestleMania in Dallas next year. That'd be cool if they brought Austin in as the host of WrestleMania next year.
That's exactly who the host of WrestleMania should be next year.
It only makes sense. By the way, let's go while we're at it. 2-night WrestleMania. Yes, no.
Yes.
It works for New Japan. It works here.
It doesn't feel like you're watching an 8-hour marathon.
No.
And when you mix an 8-hour marathon in with really bad booking, it feels even longer. And that's the problem.
No.
So, look, if you cut it back to a 3.5 hour show a night, and there's some bad booking on there, it's a hell of a lot more manageable
to
deal with than it is when you're dealing with it in the course of an 8-hour show. So yes, 2-night WrestleMania should be here to stay. And the fact that they originally announced the date for Dallas as like April 3rd or whatever it was, and WrestleMania weekend when they were advertising Dallas, all they said was April of 2022.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Says to me that they're thinking about making WrestleMania 2 nights going forward.
Speaking of an impressive debut, like an almost, Jesus Christ, how good did Bad Bunny look? I mean, we called it. We knew he was putting in the work. We knew that he would show out, but that was a hell of a performance by Bad Bunny. I mean, fuck.
Yeah, he kicked ass.
God
all
damn.
kinds of ass.
Was getting his ass beat for most of the match, and then Priest with the hot tag, but then
he got a lot of good offense in.
Oh, early on, yeah, he was making Miz look like a jobber in the beginning, and then once they got the upper hand, it was a beatdown for quite a while.
Well, Miz was underestimating him.
Mm-hmm. Bunny with a goddamn destroyer on the outside. That was insane. I liked Priest's look on Priest and Miz's face. Was it Morrison? Who did he do that on?
He hit Morrison with
it. Yeah, okay, yeah. So it was Miz's face, and just the look on both of their faces was some good selling. Like, wow, he just did that. Okay. I love the dual Falcon Arrow shot between Priest and Bunny as well, and they fucking hit it at the same time.
Honestly, to me, anybody that still has a bad thing to say about Bad Bunny's WWE involvement can go kick rocks.
Exactly.
He's one of those guys that I feel like he is welcome back with open arms anytime he wants to come back and do anything with WWE. Because I would go as far to say that he's the best celebrity involvement that the company's ever done.
I had people arguing with me on that. Like, well, what about Mike Tyson back in the day? Well, yeah, he showed up on like 2 instances.
Like 2 or 3 shows.
Yeah, no.
And hardly did anything.
What about Stephen Amell?
Bad Bunny was there every fucking week for like 3 to 4 months.
Some people were doing the Stephen Amell argument, which Stephen Amell was great.
But what was he on? Like 1 or 2 episodes of Raw?
Yeah, tops? Bad Bunny was constantly on Raw for the build.
From Royal Rumble to WrestleMania, I think he missed maybe 1 episode of Raw. Like, he was there every single week. He freaking rented a home in Orlando to train at the PC. You know, dude, there's nobody else that I could think of that was a better celebrity involvement.
Not at all.
In WWE history than what Bad Bunny did.
Yep, I fully agree. That was a tremendous, tremendous job. Ended it with Priest lifting up Miz and Bunny hitting the cross body for the pin after 15 minutes. Tremendous match. Again, Bad Bunny, fucking great job there. Miz and Morrison, I'll talk a little later once we get to Raw. I have ideas of what's going to happen there. But Jesus Christ, Bad Bunny, come back whenever you can, man, because that was fucking tremendous. Announced attendance 25,675 for night 1, considered a sellout based on the COVID protocols. Full house would have been about 70 grand, by the way, so they were working a little under 50% capacity there. Main event time. Deserving of the main event, Sasha Banks, Bianca Belair for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Man, these women they had a hard time holding it together before the bell rang, didn't they, Matt? What a moment.
Well, Bianca more than Sasha.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was definitely emotional. The weight of the moment was not lost on either of them, and they did not let it affect the match because the match was fucking tremendous.
Oh man, it was a great main event. We expected this to be one of the show stealers. And we were pretty much spot on with our show stealers, Cesaro, Rollins, and Bianca, Sasha. And this was a tremendous match that man, that the sound of that hair hitting Sasha was loud. You couldn't slap a knee to make it sound like that, could you, Matt?
Yeah, some people on social media were saying that they that WWE
shut
produced
up.
that in.
Shut up.
I'm just like, first off, did you see Sasha Banks midsection afterwards? And second off, WWE production ain't fucking good enough to time it that well.
They're good enough.
Look, you can pipe in some cheers and boos, but to time that hair whip like that, I don't buy it. I don't buy it for one fucking second that wasn't legit.
Yeah.
It's just,
God, speaking of production,
Bianca knows she hit it too hard. Because she said when she hit it, she was like, damn, that was loud.
Yeah.
So.
And speaking of production, for fuck's sake, the fucking back and forth camera cut that they did a few times, shove that up your ass, Kevin Dunn. That was annoying as
terrible.
Fuck.
The bouncy and the camera cuts are all Kevin Dunn, and they're all fucking trash.
After that loud ass smack from the hair, Belair hit the KOD to get the win. Cole fucks up and thought Sasha kicked out.
Oh my God. What a moron.
Graves
he had a terrible weekend on commentary.
Yeah, Graves saved it.
Was terrible.
And Graves was pretty good because there were a couple of botches, a couple of things, and Graves bailed out the botches, and Graves bailed out Cole a couple of times too. So kudos to Corey Graves for saving Michael Cole's ass for one. What I thought Graves made a great call there with his excitement and correcting Cole. I thought that was well done. After he corrected Cole with that excited, exclamation, Cole was like silent for a good 10, 15 seconds. I think
he was getting screamed at in his headset.
Yeah, ass chew by old Vinnie Mac is giving him the ass chewing.
He was probably telling him to shut up.
Probably. Don't you say a word, you prick. What a great ending though. Belair, emotional and just a great celebration. And then when the pay-per-view went off the air, Montez Ford sprinting, scaring the shit out of Bianca. She probably thought it was some fan pulling a Bret Hart.
That would have been terrible.
But no, it was Montez. And then Bianca's family also at ringside. Her dad got so excited he about fell over the rail.
Yeah.
That's great. I love it.
You saw the footage of Sasha smiling at ringside, right?
No, I don't think I did.
Yeah, there's footage, there's fan cam footage.
Oh no, I didn't see that.
When Bianca's celebrating in the ring, Sasha's sitting on like the side barricade ramp.
Nice.
She's looking at the ring smiling.
I like it. Love it.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
It was a good night one, Matt. I mean, what
it really was. Was
there anything to bitch about? There wasn't anything to bitch about.
I mean, you could argue McIntyre not getting the championship back after they butchered Lashley for the last month. Was kind of head scratching and puzzling.
I didn't want him to win though. I didn't want him to win. So
yeah, but I was so on what they did. I was so on what they did with Lashley that I was ready for McIntyre to get the title back.
Does he win at WrestleMania Backlash?
McIntyre, maybe.
Now I again,
and then they might rematch at WrestleMania Money in the Bank.
Shut up. I actually don't hate that they call it WrestleMania Backlash because
I hate it.
For one, I'm glad it's Backlash because Backlash should always follow Mania. It didn't.
I agree with, but I hate this branding. Yeah. You should not. They're bastardizing the WrestleMania brand. And I guarantee you this was a Peacock idea.
Maybe they're bastardizing the Backlash brand.
No, this is bastardizing the WrestleMania brand. Peacock's probably like, if you called more shows WrestleMania, more people would probably watch. And Vince is like, well, goddamn, pal.
You're giving me money.
Genius. Let's do it. I can't wait for WrestleMania SummerSlam.
WrestleMania Hell in a Cell. Yeah.
WrestleMania
tables, ladders, and chairs.
Balls of fire.
Ooh, I got hard on that one. Speaking of hard and Vince imitations, anybody got a better Vince imitation than Luke Gallows, Doc Gallows, LG? I love his Vince imitations.
He's got a good thing too.
I mean, even Strowman and Shane was in half-ass enjoyable, even though that build
That was fine.
That build was the drizzling shits.
The build sucked, but the match was good. Like it was really hard. You'd really have to be grasping straws to complain about anything from night one.
Yeah.
And then Vince overthought everything and fucked night 2 up.
Oh yeah, we'll get to night 2 in a minute.
Because I have already known, just based on this week, that at least 2 matches on night 2 had their finishes changed prior to the show.
Yep. I know of one. We'll talk. You can fill me in on the other in a minute. I forgot to mention after we talk Dynamite, next week's Dynamite is looking good, by the way. Sheeta and Conchi for the women's championship. Hangman and Ricky Starks. Oh boy, that's gonna be good. Christian Cage, Will Hobbs, Trent against Penta is also gonna. That's 4 fucking great matches. So that's gonna be a good Dynamite next week that we get to record a podcast right after now. Night 2, WrestleMania, no rain delay. Country singer Ashlyn Kraft sings America the Beautiful. What do we do? Titus and Holt come out in pirate outfits. Okay.
Terrible.
Okay. Yeah. Outside of when Bailey joined them, the whole host thing was lame. We kick things off with Randy Orton in white tights. Everybody making a big deal of that.
Well, they should. I don't think he's ever worn white his entire career.
Yeah. I fucking loved the Fiend entrance, man. Holy shit, was that good. I mean, it drew a holy shit chant from the crowd too. I fucking loved it, man. The end of the match, though, I did not love.
So bad.
What the fuck are we doing?
This was changed hours before the show, mind you.
Yeah, this is
hours before the show.
Matt was just right, and it looked like it was just changed hours before the show.
And if you go back on Sunday afternoon and you watch the bump with Randy Orton on it, and they asked him, they wanted comment on him and his match with the Fiend that night, and instead of talking about it, he shifted into talking about Bad Bunny.
Yeah, he was hyping him on Twitter.
I think at that point, Randy Orton knew finish was shit, and he didn't want to fucking talk about it.
Yep. Was this before the match or after the match?
Oh, this was like 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Before the match happened?
Oh yeah, dude. Like WrestleMania didn't start till 8.
Oh, I didn't know if there was a bump after WrestleMania.
No, it was the
on
bump,
Monday or something.
No, it was Sunday afternoon.
Okay. I don't watch the bump.
Oh, dude, it was all over the internet. That clip was it was everywhere.
Man.
Like seriously, they tried to get him to talk about and hype his match with the Fiend that night, and instead he shifted the conversation to Bad Bunny.
Yeah, because he put Bad Bunny over on Twitter. He a lot of respect for from Randy Orton to Bad Bunny on Twitter. Basically saying what we're saying. He's welcome back anytime.
Yeah, Orton said he was officially a WWE superstar.
Yep.
And that's a pretty damn big endorsement.
Exactly.
So
all right, so yeah, Fiend with a fucking awesome entrance. God, that was tremendous. Not many special entrances on WrestleMania, so that was one we get to hang our hat on, but fuck me, the end. Alexa Bliss, liquid shooting all over the place, distracting the Fiend into an RKO. 1, 2, 3, and we all say, "What the fuck was that?" Original plan was the Fiend to win.
Yep.
A lot of people thought theories of maybe they're finally bringing back Aleister Black and his controlling Bliss, and this is a feud between Black and Fiend. Who knows? Right now we just get a derpy doll with teeth. So we have no idea where this is going. But we'll find out, I suppose. Some think it might be the end of the Fiend for good. We just get this Bray Wyatt the rest of the way.
He pretty much said he was going to be reborn again. So,
a lot of people said that. Yeah, a lot of people thought, even before that Firefly Funhouse segment, a lot of people thought that maybe they just hang the Fiend up. and wait till they get the Fiend and the Demon together someday down the line, maybe. They need to hang the Fiend up for a while after that fucking shit show. But other than that, I mean, the entrance was fucking great. I loved the little effect that, he basically regenerated. I thought that was kind of cool. Everything was cool until the end. Yeah, well, outside of the red light coming back too. Fuck that red light. That's only for, well, as I say, it's for Roxanne, but Sting says you don't have to put on that red light. So that's what we're telling Vince. Vince, you don't have to put on that red light. Nobody loves it. Nobody loves it except you. Am I wrong?
I don't know.
Tag team titles. I thought this was a good match, Matt, to be honest with you. I thought this was a very solid match. They gave him 15 minutes. Crowd was into it. Obviously, as you just said, everybody wants to just die to lose. But I liked this match. This was a good match. I enjoyed it.
Well, I thought three of the women brought their working boots on, and then there was Nia Jax.
Which one, Matt? Which one are you talking about that didn't bring their working boots to town?
I'm just saying.
I wonder who.
The other three worked really, really hard, and then there was Nia Jax. So,
they should have put the titles. That would have been a great career kind of thing.
It would have been a cool moment because Tamina's never held a championship in WWE. It would have been nice for her to have
you got your second
run with the tag titles that Vince already showcases to everybody that they mean nothing to begin with.
Yeah.
So it would have been nice to let Tamina just have a moment.
Yeah, I mean you got your second generation wrestler in Tamina, and you got your third generation wrestler in Natty. Would have been a great WrestleMania story. Oh, you know what else would have been a great WrestleMania story? Dominic and Ray winning the tag titles at WrestleMania too. Well,
Yeah, for some reason the Dirty Dogs still hold those. I can't explain why either.
Hey, if you're putting that on SmackDown, fucking let them retain. I don't give a fuck at that point, man. I was holding out hope that with the Dirty Dogs retaining, I was holding out hope that Ray and Dominic, who didn't get pinned in that scenario, I don't think.
No, Gable got pinned. The guy whose contract's up in a month and a half.
They would step up and say, hey, you didn't pin us. I don't think you can beat us. Impromptu WrestleMania match to give Ray and Dom their moment.
Yeah, they could have had it on the night 2 pre-show.
At least, even then, it still would have been better than what we got, which was nothing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying it would have made the pre-show worthwhile on night 2 if they would have had a match on it.
Two lifelong friends, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, coming in for their dream match against each other. Man who has me blocked on Twitter, JBL, on commentary. I wish they would have gave this more time, Matt. They only gave it 9 minutes. It was good for what we got, but I wish that it would have been a little longer. And
I can understand that.
Logan Paul did nothing except, the only thing he was there to do was eat a stunner for a pop. And
he was there in hopes that his audience would tune into the show. That's what he was there for.
Oh, there was a lot of Logan sucks chancer. Nobody in Tampa liked him. That was the opposite end of the celebrity involvement spectrum. But he eats a stunner in the end, so we all are happy at that. we get the moment we've been all waiting for, Matt. The segment of Matt Riddle and RVD, and Great Khali not knowing what's going on.
Riddle meeting him for the first time on the bump WrestleMania weekend was amazing.
Was it?
Yes, it was so good. You need to go out of your way to watch the clip of Riddle meeting Rob Van Dam for the first time. It was awesome.
I'll see if to pull that up. See if I can pull that up on YouTube here.
I wonder if Riddle retweeted it. I'm gonna look at his account now.
Riddle marks out for RVD April 11.
Yeah, I'm sure that's it. You can load it up. You can play the audio.
It's a minute long.
That United States Championship.
Shut. He's here. He's here, bro. He's here.
Hold on a second. Wait a minute.
You hear this, Matt?
Yes.
Wait, we can't see it.
I'm gonna guess it's RV. This is happening. Yeah, you're all about the yings and yangs, dude. Bro, dude, it's been.
Dude, bro.
Bro, dude.
Man, look at that. I know, man. Couldn't have been any different. This is perfect time, man. And inducted into the Hall of Fame, super legend, which we already we knew for years. This Stallion's been a legend. Look at that.
Well, hey, Riddle.
Riddle,
You clearly super excited right now to be joined by 2000.
Look at those hands. That's a man's hand. I'm a bro boy. That's a bro man. Look at that, dude. You might need a different size ring. I would definitely need. I got a piano player's hand. You know, it's not as strong.
Oh my God, that was good.
Amazing. It's amazing.
They need to sign RVD so they can tag together, call themselves High Times.
Oh boy.
How great would that be? We'll get Katie. We'll get Katie.
And that was the other match whose finish got changed.
Oh, Riddle
was supposed to retain.
Hey, I said it myself. I said Sheamus should win that match, and I was happy that he did.
Apparently, the idea behind the title change was to continue the feud between him and Riddle. But then they didn't even use Sheamus on Raw, so what the fuck was the point? So, I don't fucking know.
How about that brogue kick while Riddle was in midair? Oh, that hit hard.
Busted his lip up, man.
That hit hard. How about Riddle hitting the jackhammer?
The bro hammer.
Bro. Hey, come on.
Yeah, I saw that video of him meeting RVD, and it was just brought a big smile to my face.
That was
tremendous. Very,
very look
cool.
on his face.
Yeah, dude. He was so excited, like a little kid.
That was awesome. Kid on Christmas. A fairly short match between Sheamus and Riddle. I think they've had better matches, like on the SmackDown a few months ago. I think was maybe a little better match, but still very solid.
It was still a good match.
Yeah, and like I said, I predicted Sheamus to win on the show last week for the simple fact that he should be crowned at WrestleMania for the work he's done over the past year, and so I'm happy they booked it that way. Little slip with trying to do the white noise off the top rope, but Sheamus being a professional, he steps down and finishes the move, and nobody gets hurt. So I think that nobody got hurt until the end when Riddle ate the brogue right in the moosh. But I was happy at that. Nigerian drum fight that had no drums except for nobody used any drums in this match. I was disappointed. Short match. Dabba-Kato comes out as a general, I guess you could say. Not the ring general, but a general in the Nigerian army.
Yes, can we all say a big fuck you to WWE commentary and WWE social media acting like we didn't know who the fuck this was?
And you know why? You want to know why?
They renamed him something. I can't even remember what the fuck they renamed him, but still.
They rebranded
don't
him.
Treat your audience as fucking stupid. You drafted him to Raw.
Yeah.
Just a couple months ago, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
So
he was missing from NXT this week. LA Knight.
A lot of people were missing from NXT this week.
Yeah.
Which, of course, will get people speculating on what we may or may not see on Friday.
I was on the Sportskeeda post show for Takeover Night 2, and I got my LA Knight in there. I had to get one.
I bet you did.
I had to get one in for the crowd.
Dummy.
Yeah. He didn't call anybody dummy though, because be a star. Be a star, Braun. So yeah, big old Dabakato. Oh, Commander Aziz is the word on the street of what his name is going to be.
Whatever.
Commander Cesario. 2021 class comes out. RVD is stoned. Don't blame him. I'd be stoned watching this night too as well. Asuka Rhea Ripley, very good match, I thought. Definitely some steps below Sasha and Bianca, but still a very solid match between these two. Nobody's surprised. I think we both picked Rhea. No surprise there. Hey, look, there she is right there with the title. My big head's blocking Bianca, but Bianca's in there. Bianca's in there somewhere, but my fat ass is blocking her. That was a cool moment. We'll get to NXT a little later too, by the way. So Rhea Ripley celebrates with the title. What'd you think of that match, Matt? Is it all right?
It's all right.
It's all right.
I mean, it was good. It wasn't amazing. It wasn't terrible. It was good. It was a good match. Yeah, just
good TV match, right?
Yeah.
I always like to call those. I like to call those solid pay-per-view match. It was a good TV match. Titus and Hulk appeared again. Bayley shows up, and we're all like, "Oh, come on. This is Becky Lynch, Ronda Rousey, one of these two ladies. Come on." We get the Bellas.
And the WWE Universe let them know how they felt about it.
Because we were all expecting Becky. So Bella's deserved to get booed. Bella's gonna boo. Ha! See what I did there? Did you see what I did there, Matt?
Oh, I saw what you did there.
That was a good John Cena line by Bayley, though, too.
I didn't think it was necessary, but whatever.
I laughed. WrestleMania Backlash after WrestleMania, where it's a pay-per-view about the backlash of WrestleMania called WrestleMania Backlash, Sunday, May 16th. So about 4 weeks away. On the Peacock, on the WWE cock. Main event time. God, this was good. I'm going to put the main event ahead of Cesaro and Rollins as my best match of the night, 2 nights, Matt. I'm going to do it.
I don't know.
I loved it.
It's in my top 3. It's the main event of night 2. It's the main event of night 1, and it's Cesaro and Rollins. I don't know where I'd rank any of them. I don't think I'd put the main event of night 2 at number 1. I think that's the only thing I'm certain of. I'm not sure.
I thought it was.
I'm so over Roman. I can't beat anybody without help Reigns.
Yeah.
I'm like, let the dude win clean one fucking time. Like, right? I legitimately cannot remember the last time Roman had a straight up one-on-one match without cheating or interference. Like, seriously, it just makes him look like a big bitch. And I'm fucking tired of it. Everyone's like, he's the most dominant WWE champion ever. I'm like, are you fucking watching the product? Ain't nothing dominant about him. He gets out of every match by the skin of his fucking teeth. In every single match, he's cheating to fucking win. Let him win a fucking match on his own.
That's it. I mean, he did a lot of that winning on his own when he was a babyface. I'm fine with this because,
dude, I'm not asking for it to be every time to win on his own, but for fuck's sake, let him win a match or 2 on his own, because I legitimately can't remember one match since he's won this championship where he's had a one-on-one title defense where he defended the title and won on his own. Yeah. I can't remember one. And the only one people can argue with is the Elimination Chamber title defense against Daniel Bryan. but like that wasn't even a fucking match.
That is no.
You know, it was a 2-minute joke.
If that's
like
your
I need a legitimate Roman Reigns 101 title defense win without cheating and interference. I need it. You gotta fucking give it to me.
If that's your best defense, you'd be great as a court-appointed attorney.
You know, Pete. You know how some fans are, man.
Yeah. When Jay came back, I thought it was Jimmy at first. I was like, oh,
that would have been a nice twist, but no.
It didn't look like Jay at first, and then it was Jay. But Edge hitting the concerto on Bryan, and then Reigns spears Edge and hits his own concerto to Edge, stacks both Edge and Bryan up for the win. I'm totally expecting Edge to say, well, Daniel Bryan got a second chance. I get one at Backlash. You agree?
I don't want it if Edge ain't gonna win. I don't want to see Edge take another loss in this fashion.
Either one of Drew or Edge is going to win at Backlash. If it isn't, I would almost bet the farm that.
But at the same token, if they wanted to run back Edge and Roman at Backlash, Roman should have just pinned Bryan at Mania.
Yeah,
stacking them both up and pinning them both to me was a definitive. You guys are both out of the title picture for now, type of deal. I think we're going to see Edge versus Daniel Bryan at Backlash. And Roman's going to face somebody
Cesaro?
else. Maybe
I could see Edge saying Nakamura. I could see Edge saying, "Well, I was on top of Bryan, so I technically pinned Bryan." You know, Edge in some way. I think Edge is going to talk his way into getting another chance, and I think a lot of it's going to either hinge on he was on top of Bryan when he got pinned, or Bryan got a second chance. Why don't I get my second chance? And he talks Adam Pearce into. I think it's going to be Edge Roman Reigns at Backlash.
I think it's going to be Edge and Daniel Bryan.
I don't know. I would not.
Well, I think we'll have a better idea after Friday, but that's where I think it's going. I think they give Roman an easy title defense at Backlash. Like I think he gets someone like Nakamura.
I'd love to see Nakamura in that.
Especially since Nakamura was the last one eliminated out of the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. And he really never got his proper title shot that he should have gotten when he technically won that gauntlet back in January.
Where we thought he was going to get put, where we thought he was getting pushed like Cesaro was.
So like I think they give Roman an easy title defense at Backlash. This might be the actual one where he can win on his fucking own.
Oh my God.
Wouldn't that be something?
What a concept.
But I think he's got challenge. I think there's challenges. I think they've got enough challenges lined up, you know, that they could carry this between now and SummerSlam and have Big E beat Roman at SummerSlam.
Oh shit. Yeah. You got, if you do your Nakamura idea, you can do Nakamura in May. You can do Cesaro at Money in the Bank. And then
you would just need one more person for July,
or not even have him wrestle in July. You know, Roman, he likes to take a night off every once in a while, and just have that 2-month build with Big E.
Yeah, I don't think they'll do that, but it would be nice. It'd be nice for them to do something like that for a change.
Or they run Cesaro 2 months in a row with.
They definitely could do that. Like WWE loves their rematches.
Yeah.
But I don't want them to bury Cesaro to the point where it's not believable when he beats Cruz for the United States title either.
Yeah.
So I mean it's a slippery slope, that.
Yeah. All right, Raw After Mania. God, was that shitty?
Not wrong.
I mean, you kicked the night off with after Lashley and a great promo from MVP. You know, you kicked the night off. Well, Lashley beating the fuck out of Riddle. And then you kick after that. So I guess it wasn't kicking the night off, but early on you have the Viking Raiders making their return. And so you're like, oh, okay, here we go. Raw After Mania. We get this nice surprise. And that was literally all we got. for any kind of surprise or anything worthwhile, really. I mean, fuck. It was good to see Eric and Ivar back. They destroyed Benjamin and Alexander. Debut of Adnan Virk, formerly of ESPN and MLB Network. I thought Adnan did a good job for stepping in the first time calling wrestling play-by-play. Matt, did you like what he brought?
I thought he did fine. I know a lot of people hated him. But I thought he was fine. Like I've heard worse commentating debuts from WWE. Like
Jeff Hardy.
I was just gonna say people act like Mike Adamle didn't exist. So
God, and that sucked because he was so good on American Gladiators. And the drizzling shits in the WWE. Charlotte Flair looking fine coming out. And God, she cut a hell of a promo, Matt. I love that. That was a great promo by Charlotte. So yeah, I mean, it started out great, but I think Charlotte's promo was the last good thing on Raw for the what is supposed to be one of the most exciting Raws of the entire year. I mean, don't give me that excuse that it's in the Thunderdome. You should still give us a good fucking product, the Raw After Mania, right?
I'm not arguing with you, especially when arguably the most eyes are on Raw at any point given the calendar year.
Yeah,
is the Raw after WrestleMania. I thought they fucking shit the bed. But the thing is, I didn't think it was as bad as everybody else thought it was because I went in with zero expectations. Like you messaged me on Twitter Monday evening and said you're looking forward to Raw After Mania, and I replied with not at all. And I was being perfectly honest because I conditioned myself after night 2 of WrestleMania that this show was just going to be humdrum WWE.
Drizzling shits.
And so I wasn't as disappointed by it by everybody else, but there were a lot of people out there that were so hyped and they didn't get nothing. And one of the funniest things I watched, I literally had to go out of my way to watch this. I don't know if you're familiar with Wrestle Talk.
I've heard of them.
The guys over there. Okay, well, they did a lot of live watch-alongs WrestleMania week, and they're in the UK, so they have to stay up really late for this shit. So they decided that they were going to do a live watch-along for the Raw after WrestleMania, and to watch their mood decline over the course of the 3 hours,
this fucking show.
I'm just getting fucking pissed off. It was some of the most hilarious shit I've seen all week. So I love the Wrestle Talk guys. They crack me the fuck up, man.
Yeah, my boy, I have him in a couple of fantasy leagues. My boy threw a no-hitter, second no-hitter in MLB this year. How about that?
I thought somebody was pitching a no-hitter tonight and fucked up in the end.
Oh, no, Rodan.
Somebody was pitching a no-hitter tonight and fucked up. I saw it on my timeline. I didn't want to bother you with it and bum you out.
No,
there was somebody pitching a no-hitter tonight and they hit somebody on the toe or some shit and walked somebody.
He had a perfect game. I think he is perfect. He still got the no-hitter, but he had a perfect game going. So
got it. Okay.
Because he had a perfect.
I saw people losing their mind about that.
Yeah, he had a perfect game going through into the 8th inning, but he lost the perfect game, but still got the no-hitter. Rhea Ripley, Asuka interrupted by Charlotte, DQ. So triple threat match at Backlash.
And Charlotte's winning the title again.
Book it. Yeah, I gotta make her happy after the Andrade thing. I honestly thought it was going to be Charlotte and Rhea for Rhea to get her win back, but
no, this is totally a triple threat, and I think Asuka. And I think Asuka takes the pinfall.
No, yeah,
unless Vince is really pissy at all the mistakes Ripley made on Raw Monday night. I think Asuka will be the one to eat the pinfall.
They were not in sync at all.
I don't know. I don't know if they just. I thought they did fine at Mania.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the match for what it was. It was a good Raw.
Then on Monday it was Botchamania.
Yeah. Look, it started good, and then at a certain point it was just botch. It was 4 or 5 in a row, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So Yeah, I don't know.
So Nia Jax making fun of Mandy falling, and then we'll talk about it later, but then it just proceeds of Nia constantly following. That Jesus Christ, can you get any worse booking in the world here? That was so stupid. Anyways, Alexa's Playground shows this creepy doll with what looks like actual human teeth on it. That was weird.
Skulls. They were skulls.
Alexa saying she no longer needs the Fiend. Realized that after the months that she was without him, that she does not.
No, she actually used his powers to bring him back to life, so of course she doesn't need him.
Yeah. Fucking Vince.
Shut up!
Yeah, if you go back and look at the doll, the teeth on the doll are actually little skulls.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Miz TV with Maurice. Good to see Maurice back. Of course, return of Miz and Mrs., the great reality show that aired right after Raw.
And I was going to say, and USA was very intelligent to put it back on as a lead-in after WWE programming. I didn't understand why they ever took that away. That's the smart time to put a show like that on. That's when you're going to get the most eyeballs on it from your wrestling viewer.
Yeah, it's not technically prime time. It's later than normal, but it worked for Steve Austin's show too. So,
yep.
I'm totally calling it right now. Maurice is going to be the Yoko Ono and split up Miz and Morrison.
It needs to be split up.
I think you can. I don't know if you can see it, but I feel like I'm seeing it a mile away right
now.
Well,
Morrison was already acting like the third wheel on Monday, so I mean, it was very evident that this is going to lead to their breakup, and I'm all for it.
Poor Damian Priest poor Damian Priest takes his first Raw loss by a guy that had his pants around his ankles.
Don't get me started.
My God, there were people trying to defend. The fucking Marks were trying to defend this. I'm like, shut up, Marks. Or am I supposed to call them Maxes now?
They're all dumb. Who cares?
Though it was funny when Miz and Maurice tripped. That was funny. But yes, Damian Priest's first match on Raw is losing to a guy with pants around his head. That sounds like a 24/7 match in the Thunderdome bathroom. Somebody losing by pinfall to a guy with pants around his ankles. No, that wasn't a 24/7 match. That was Damian Priest's first loss on Raw. Oh, so I know the Marks were getting on me because I defended Denise on her. Denise was like talking about how 50-50 booking just does not work, and these Marks were trying to defend her, and I commented on it. Then those same Marks were commenting on my shit after that. I'm like, shut up, Mark.
They have no fucking life.
So
the WWE apologists that defend that company no matter what they do are the reason why they're the reason why the company's in the shape it's in right now.
Yeah, Denise. How do you say your last name? Descalzo or something like that?
Salcedo.
Salcedo. Okay, I was not close.
No, you were
not. I try to do a lot of things off the top of my head, and I've got a bad memory as it is. So, Shayna Baszler, Nia Jax, Mandy Rose, Dana Brooke. This was a shit show. It was basically Nia slipping all the time because she made fun of Mandy slipping, so now she slips all the time. And wow, what great booking we have here.
The worst thing about this was the babyface tag team ran away and said repeatedly, over and over, it's not worth it. It's not worth winning a non-title match against the tag team champions to earn a tag team title shot. It's not worth it. One of the dumbest fucking things I'd ever heard, and even worse, Byron Saxton is like, oh, that was better than them winning. What? Are you fucking high? Like, I don't care who told you to say that in your headset. Ignore them.
He got the contact high when he was hanging out with Riddle and RVD.
So fucking stupid, man.
Great. One of the lone bright spots on this shit ass Raw, MVP's promo with Drew McIntyre, I thought was phenomenal. And then more guys come out, Braun Strowman, Randy Orton. And I was expecting maybe an Adam Cole baby or somebody surprise, but no, we got just those three guys, or a Joe maybe, but no. We got that was weird. My background just flickered. That was weird. We got a New Day against Kofi or a New Day against Elias and Jackson Riker. Yeah, I guess. I mean, that was an okay match. Elias and Riker are working a lot better together. I'll give them that. Riker may have some shit opinions, but at least him and Elias looked good in the ring. I thought it was a pretty good tag match. I mean, low bar, but it was pretty good. We got everybody that's in that number one contenders match cutting promos. The return of the Firefly Funhouse, where Bray is turned into a televangelist, I guess. He felt reborn and healed, and he will return. So, no reference to the Fiend in the Firefly Funhouse mat, which is another reason why people thought that maybe they're hanging that up for now, which they should hang up the Fiend after that shit show at WrestleMania. So, and even though it was a shit show, Raw, shit show being the key theme here. Triple threat between Drew, Randy, and Braun was a pretty good match, Matt, wasn't it?
It was fine. But at that point,
why the fuck?
Anyway,
why the fuck do you break up the Hurt Business when you have Retribution rejects helping MVP? For the love of God, I hope they take off that Retribution gear and become Dio and Dijak.
I hope so too, dude. Trust me.
Put them in suits next week, and that's about the only way you're going to save this. If you keep them in that Retribution shit. Vince realized the gimmick was going nowhere. Why are they still wearing the gimmick?
I wish I had a good answer for you, brother, but I don't.
I honestly wanted Randy Orton to win this match and have Orton and Lashley just for the hell of it. Something fresh. But I guess Drew winning ain't the end of the world either, because we're going to get a good match out of these two. So,
Just for the hell of it. Diet Coke.
The whole T-Bar and Mace thing was just baffling.
Trash.
Yeah. All right, let's get out of that piece of shit. Hardcore Justice happened for Impact Wrestling this past Saturday.
Speaking of trash.
You didn't like it, huh?
It wasn't a good show, man.
I missed the first match. Petey Williams was TJP's mystery partner that take on Ace Austin and Madman Fulton and Josh Alexander and who the fuck
I'm pretty sure Petey Williams was Josh Alexander.
Yeah. TJP's partner was Bah.
Yeah.
Petey and Josh win that match. I did not watch Hernandez and Shera either. I was watching the Masters, and then the Masters went into a rain delay. It's like, all right, I guess I'll turn it over. And I did once. I didn't see Gallows and Tarus either.
So you're looking at this card now, and you can understand why I wasn't that big of a fan.
I didn't see Swinger and Cardona either. When did I tune into this thing? I tuned in for Sam Callahan. Oh, I tuned in when they were showing RVD and Sabu, because I messaged you on Twitter. And I go, am I on the right thing, or that they're showing a
yes, they
Impact
fucking showed a match from the fucking vault during a fucking pay-per-view event. Like, it was terrible, dude. It just was not a good show.
Did you hear Impact Plus is no longer going to be on Fight now as well?
It did.
I think it's because they got sold. I will talk about the details on that here when we get into headlines. Sami Callihan was talking about how in the hell can you have a pay-per-view and he not be on the card, so he did an open challenge. Trey Miguel's old training buddy Sam Beal answered the challenge, and that match went about 20 seconds. Brian Myers and Jake something in a blind games match. I was doing my taxes during this, so I didn't pay attention. Brian Myers cheated though. And I did see that part, which I liked because I think Brian Myers has done a tremendous job in Impact, Matt. You agree?
Brian Myers lost.
I know, but he's doing a tremendous job.
Well,
he tried to cheat.
When you said he cheated, I thought you were implying that he won.
No, he was cheating. We got the ref distracted or knocked down. I can't remember what the fuck happened, and he took off the mask and started beating up Jake something. Then Cardona comes down with a crate full of wrestling figures. I love it. And screwed Myers over to get the win for Jake.
Yeah, it was the crate that Cardona kept from the match he had earlier in the evening. So it was kind of a continuation of what happened there.
And I'm excited for Cardona Myers at Rebellion. I think that's going to be a good match and a good feud, and a couple of lifelong friends also having a pay-per-view match. So the 6 women knockouts scramble hardcore match. Winner gets the #1 contendership. I'll tell you what, I thought Alicia did pretty good in this match. I thought she for not being one of the better women in the knockouts division, I thought Alicia had a good showing in this match. Very weird, and Matt will agree with this, that they put the winner being Tenille Dashwood, because the champion is also a heel. So Rebellion, big pay-per-view coming up at the end of April, and you have heel versus heel for the knockouts title.
It didn't make a lick of sense.
Tenille deserves the shot. And maybe they turn her babyface with Caleb. I don't know.
That doesn't make any sense either.
No, but what else are we going to do? We played some beer pong at Swingers Palace. Deanna versus Jazz for the knockouts title. Jazz loses. She retires. We all saw what was coming there. But it's still a good match, though, Matt. One of the highlights of the evening. Or afternoon, I guess we could say. Hardcore War main events the program. Violent by Design took on Tommy Dreamer's team, but Dreamer got taken out backstage, so he did not compete. In his place, Trey Miguel, so a fitting replacement. A good match. I'm baffled that they put over Violent by Design, considering prior to this, Eric Young tore his ACL.
Tore his ACL in that match.
Oh, is that match? I thought it was.
If you watch the end of the match, you can see him. He's noticeably limping at the end.
I thought he had done it before, and then he was working that match with a torn ACL.
No, torn ACL happened in the match.
Because I heard he worked a couple matches after he tore it. So, but for the Impact tapings, I'm guessing. I know you're not a Violent by Design fan, so I will not.
It's trash.
I like it, except for I'm not a fan of Joe Doring's. I call him Joe Boring. Other than that, I like it. I like the stable. NXT on Tuesday for the first time. We get NXT following up from what was a pretty good stand and deliver. I would say night 1 beat night 2, but still I think it was two good nights.
I would agree with that.
It was 2 good nights.
Oddly enough, night 1 beat night 2 of both WrestleMania and NXT.
Hello. And we already covered NXT on last week's show. Takeover we covered already. We kicked things off with Karrion Kross, who cuts a pretty good promo. I enjoyed the promo from Kross. No next challenger, no step, no interruptions, no nothing. Just Kross doing the promo. So I thought it was very good. I think Kross is holding that belt for a while, Matt.
I don't see a plan on who they want to have taken off of him with them. So
there's really, I said this on the Sports Kita show. There's not really anybody that comes to the top of your mind that could at this point.
Like I said, they could do the rematch with Balor and burn out the Demon.
They need to build someone up in order, you know, if it's building up O'Reilly further after beating Cole, you know, it'll be interesting to see where they go with that. MSK took on Killian Dane, Drake Maverick for the tag titles, and some jokers in the crowd booing MSK for some reason. I do not get that. Decent little match. MSK wins, no surprise. Very interesting dynamic with Alexander Wolf staring down Killian Dane because they both were Insanity back in the day. And then Eichner and Bartel attacked Dane. So I guess we're going to have an Imperium and Dane and Maverick feud. When Walter, though, cut that promo about growing Imperium, it makes me wonder, Matt, if we're going to have some sort of Imperium faction on all shows.
Maybe.
And I would not hate that, especially if it means Walter's on all shows. Fuck yeah. He's the ring general, leads all the and maybe he's going to recruit Killian Dane. Maybe he's going to recruit Timothy Thatcher eventually. You know, maybe he brings all those guys in and then they kind of get split up. They are amongst UK, Raw, and SmackDown. I would not hate it.
They ain't going to Raw and SmackDown, dude.
You don't think so?
This is an NXT act, period.
Okay. Mercedes Martinez pulling a Debo on Robert Stone, asking where my money is. And Jesse Kamea stepping up, saying, oh, yeah, I'll show you what's up. They do a little video package of Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly. They show Roderick Strong arriving to the CWC with his wife, Marina Shafir. I did not see this until NXT, Matt, but I thought this was hilarious that Cole and O'Reilly were talking shit on the stretchers in the hospital.
They didn't show that until NXT.
Oh, they didn't have it on a video or anything?
No, that was the first time that was shown. That was quote-unquote exclusive footage.
That was fucking great, wasn't it? That feud ain't over.
I was going to say, it definitely told you the feud ain't going anywhere.
Oh. I wonder, Matt, wonder if this leads to the first ever NXT Hell in a Cell match.
I don't know about all that.
I think it's a good feud to debut the Hell in a Cell and on NXT. I think it's a good feud for it. Mercedes Martinez made short work of Jesse Kamea and got some money out of Robert Stone. Swerve cutting a promo from the studio. Next up, NXT Cruiserweight Championship match. I totally jinxed Santos Escobar, Matt. It's my fault. I said on Twitter at the beginning of the match, I think Santos is approaching a year with the title.
Kushida's music hit. I told everybody in the newsroom, like, Kushida's winning the title. And they all told me I was nuts.
I wasn't expecting.
And I would say about 3/4 into the match, they asked me to write something else. I'm like, no, I'm waiting. I'm going to take the Cruiserweight title change here. And it happened like 3 minutes later. And they're like, holy shit.
Look at you swinging your dick around there.
Yeah, I did what I did.
I was surprised. I mean, I wouldn't have called you crazy, but I would have said
they all thought I was nuts.
I did not think it was going to happen. I'm happy though. I mean, fucking finally we put a title on Kushida. So, and I mean, like him or hate him, Santos Escobar is not wrong when he says he brought that title relevancy. He did. And now you got it on Kushida. It's going to continue to be relevant because he's one of the best fucking wrestlers in the world. So I'm happy for the guy. The entire internet was happy, surprised, but happy that Kushida is your new champion. So that was cool. Very, very cool. We got a good, awesome promo between Ciampa and Thatcher. Like I said, I hope they don't break them up, but I fear if this Imperium.
Dude, they don't have enough tag teams right now. They work really well together.
Should you turn him a heel or keep him baby?
Keep him tweener.
Yeah.
That's what both of these guys are best at, in my opinion.
Yeah. As Kushida was getting looked at or getting congratulated, I don't know if he was getting looked at by the trainer, but anyways, Regal shows up, congratulates him. Then Jordan Devlin shows up, say he's gonna go home for a little while, but get ready for a challenge once he comes back. Raquel Gonzalez comes out with Dakota Kai, celebrating her NXT Women's Championship win. Fans telling her that she deserves it, and she does. She's been doing a tremendous job. Cuts a little promo, recognizes Dakota Kai. I thought maybe Dakota Kai would turn on her here. We'll hold off on that, I guess, a week or two. But instead, we got a holy shit, Rhea Ripley's music plays. And I'm like, whoa, what's going on here? And then Bianca's plays, and you see right behind me there. That was a cool moment on NXT, wasn't it, Matt?
It was very cool. Very well done.
I loved it. I was wondering what she was doing there. But before we got to that moment, Raquel in the ring and the lights go out and the debut of Frankie Monet with a little puppy in her arms. I thought Frankie cut a good opening promo for her debut on NXT. Matt, what were your thoughts on her debut?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was fine. The crowd didn't seem to have any idea who she was.
Yeah,
and that was depressing.
And if you had any idea what how to translate Spanish, you were probably going, "Oh, they said some naughty things in Spanish." God, you got to think. Of course, there ain't that many people in the CWC. There were probably less people there than there were for Takeover. There is just a handful of people there. So if you had a full sale crowd, they would have known who she was.
I would certainly think so.
Pete Dune talking about how it's time to focus on championship gold, so expect a Dune Karrion Kross feud probably in the near future. Video package of William Regal talking about the signing of Saray, who will make her debut next week, by the way. Regal walks into his office, Roderick Strong with Marina. Strong delivers an envelope, which looks like a resignation inside there. Or maybe we're getting swerved. I don't know, Matt. God, I hope they don't call him up because he's just going to get our title lost in the mid-card. His only saving grace is SmackDown with Bryan there. That's his only saving grace. If he goes on to Raw, he's going to be eating catering with Ricochet. Did you see on Twitter during WrestleMania, before WrestleMania, I think it was night 2, when it was pouring, and Josiah Anderson went live, and he interviewed a fan, and it was Ricochet.
Oh boy.
That was kind of funny. Totally a dig at Vince, I have a feeling, but a thinly veiled one. Leon Ruff and Swerve, they had a damn good match here, Matt. I liked it. And later on, Ruff got a little rough, beat the shit out of Swerve. So this thing's still going on. I kind of liked it. I think the clear thing here is, Matt, to have Swerve just beat the dog shit out of Ruff and then challenge Kushida. I think get a Swerve and Kushida match going. Zoe Stark was interviewed talking about her rise in NXT. I fully expected Toni Storm to clock her from behind, but instead we got Mercedes Martinez saying that she's next in line for the title, not some rookie. Then we got the main event, 8-man tag match, The Way against Dexter, Bronson, Shotzi, and Ember. And the best part of this was when Dexter Lumis carries Indy Hartwell away, and then
Pretty much.
And then we thought, because Dexter thought she was knocked out, and then she gives the camera a wink. How fucking
And
funny was
wink
that?
and the wink and the thumbs up.
That was so good, wasn't it? Oh my god,
She's a very entertaining character.
That was so good. I fucking loved it. Reed hit the tsunami on Theory to get the win for the good guys and gals. I can't. I wonder if we get a date video vignette next week or something. But so funny, man. I loved it. Good episode of NXT on their Tuesday debut. No, Matt, right, Matt?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good episode. Definitely was worlds better than Raw.
Well, that's a low bar, pal. Low bar. What the hell is this Ultimate Rivals the Court thing? You have any idea?
It's a basketball game.
So Roman Reigns is in it, and now Becky Lynch is in.
Yeah, there's a lot of wrestlers in it.
Sasha Banks too. Huh. It's a video game?
Yeah. I think it's for mobile phones, I think.
In an article on Billboard magazine, it was revealed that Drew Gulak and Adam Pearce were the ones that trained Bad Bunny to prepare him for WrestleMania. I think Drew Gulak probably just punched himself a ticket post-wrestling career in the WWE, huh?
I don't see why not.
The last Wednesday Night War went to NXT. No surprise, considering it was a takeover. 768,000 compared to AEW's 688. AEW's.
I'll be honest. I was a little surprised
because
I thought more people would choose to watch it commercial free on Peacock. But at the same token, WWE did not really go out of their way to advertise that it was going to be on Peacock.
I didn't know.
So I'm guessing that a lot of people didn't know.
I just thought it was.
You didn't know. I watched it live on Peacock commercial free while I watched AEW Dynamite on my television.
I thought it was USA Night 1, Peacock Night 2.
No, Peacock both nights commercial free. It ran in simulcast with the USA Network, and they even had a 1 hour pre-show on Peacock prior to the show starting.
It'll
both
be
nights.
Then NXT's Tuesday, their first time reaching 800,000 since Halloween Havoc on October 28th. They got 805,000. They stayed even on the 18 to 49 demo with a 0.22, which is what they got last week as well. SmackDown saw a slight rise on the Go Home show. WrestleMania SmackDown Friday before Mania, and it gets like a 50,000 person increase from the night before or the week before. Not good. Monday Night Raw After Mania, not a good number either. And well, it was a shit show, but just barely over 2 million. So it was an improvement from last week by 300,000. That's because those 300,000 tuned in thinking they were going to get a special show, right, Matt?
Look, it's their best number they've done all year. So you could say it wasn't a great number, but it's probably the best number Raw will see throughout the entire calendar year 2021. So
yeah, I am behind on Young Rock, so I've not seen it lately. But
yeah, I'm an episode or two behind myself.
They're staying pretty steady, nearly 2.8 million. Actually, went up compared to episode 6 and 7, so they've been got a little increase, but still staying pretty steady at the mid to upper 2 range there. Impact Wrestling's first Thursday night show did pretty well, 168,000. They haven't reached that high since the end of February, so I guess that would be a success. Their highest 18 to 49 demo since December 8th. So I guess you could say the Thursday night move was a success.
I would say so.
Trailer has been released for Edge's Chronicle documentary. It'll stream on Peacock. I don't see a release date quite yet for that, but trailer is out for that. What the hell? WWE released what are called NFTs. NFTs are lately have been taking over the world for some odd reason. They are called non-fungible tokens, which is basically digital art that you cannot reproduce. And so you own a unique piece or whatever. And people are spending ungodly amounts of money for this shit. And I
don't get it either.
I did not see the final score on it, but
it's like taking a digital trading card app and taking it to like the upteenth degree.
Yeah.
To me it just doesn't. To me it doesn't make any sense.
The platinum went for $100,000. Unbelievable. Someone dropping six figures for something for a digital.
Well, I think that was more about everything that came with it than the actual piece, I would imagine.
Yeah, the platinum came with a once in a lifetime experience for 2 at WrestleMania 38 or 39. Well, you give them both if they're paying $100,000. Christ, Vince. VIP access and hotel accommodations. Personalized video message from Undertaker. An original Paul Bear urn out of the WWE vault, which is pretty fucking cool, actually.
Front row seats to WrestleMania.
Yeah, personalized title belt,
which will most likely be a 2-night event.
And
personalized front row seats to 2 events.
Got sneeze, but it ain't coming out. Personalized title belt with engraved side plates. $100,000 for Jesus.
I mean, it's insane, but I mean, at least they get a lot of. You had that money to burn. At least you got a ton of cool shit with it.
Yeah. WWE applies for a trademark for Hit Row, whatever that means.
Who knows? Sure, it'll be a stupid gimmick.
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson announced on Instagram that filming for Black Adam has begun. Hopefully it's good. Did you watch the Snyder Cut?
Yeah, thought it was great.
I did too. I watched it all in one shot too, pal.
So did I.
Bang, bang, bang. Speaking of Snyder, new trailer came out for Army of the Dead, and I am excited for it. Man, it looks good. Some Mark goes, what? Well, so Snyder's jumping on the zombie bandwagon now. Did you not realize he did a remake of Dawn of the Dead, dumbasses? Fucking Marks, man.
How people are, man.
John Cena's Wipeout is pulling in about 890,000 viewers for episode 2, down from 1.06 million. I watched some of it. I did not like it. It is heavily scripted, like all the jokes and shit between Cena and the other co-host. Did not like it. It was not good. It was not good. Did not like it. Joey Janela's spring break happened on the 9th of April and had quite the interesting ending, didn't we, Matt?
That was is that the place Moxley showed up?
Yep. Ricky Shane Page took on Nick Gage for the GCW championship. Nick Gage is your new champion. And lo and behold, Moxley hits the ring and stares down Gage and hits a left, and then Gage flipped him off. So then Moxley turns around and gives him a paradigm shift through light tubes.
Why the hell not?
And so we're getting a death match between Gage and Moxley. That's all but confirmed. If you've been watching, I think NXT, if you watched NXT live on USA, Ric Flair is now doing Car Shield commercials.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh boy is a good way to put it.
There was a tweet that came out before WrestleMania. That was posted on PW Insider that WWE was testing new technology for WrestleMania with drones, but I don't think they ever used them, did they?
Yeah, some of the
they
stuff
did.
over the audio, the stuff of the Bianca's
Yeah, I remember seeing the
lips
shades.
and sausage shades and stuff like that. Yeah,
I do remember seeing that. I don't remember it with the Fiend though. I don't know. Anyways, WWE announced that Vladimir the Superfan has officially been named the first ever certified WWE Superfan. I think they're doing a documentary on him too. A lot of people have great things to say about him, especially Mike Johnson. So it'll be kind of cool to see a documentary on something like that coming soon. After WrestleMania went off the air on night one, as I mentioned, Montez Ford hit the ring, carried her around on his shoulders, and then he left, and Bianca continued to celebrate, and then went to her parents and other family members at ringside, and shaking and crying, and stood on the barricade to hold up the title belt for heading to the back. And then let's see here. Moving along. After night 2 went off the air, Roman stood on the ropes, taking in the victory, and that was it. Not special there at the end of night 2, off camera. May 14th was originally supposed to be Money in the Bank. That is now pushed back to June 20th for WrestleMania Backlash to occur. WWE puts on trademarks for No Mercy and Commander Aziz. We all know what Commander Aziz is by now. And Eric Bischoff trademarks totally fungible. He's jumping on that NFT bandwagon. This Sunday, April 18th, A&E will kick off a series of biography documentaries, and the first one will include Stone Cold Steve Austin. So that'll be a fun one to check out here this Sunday.
What?
Who?
What?
Not even main event superstars got freebies at WrestleMania. Randy Orton talked about how he was charged $20,000 for his wife and kids.
Oh, maybe WWE shouldn't charge their fans that much, Randy.
That too.
Maybe if they were more fair prices, you wouldn't have felt the pinch that much.
Mike Johnson, PW Insider, mentioned what producers worked what matches at WrestleMania. Drew and Lashley was produced by Noble and Jason Jordan. Sasha and Bianca was done by Tyson Kidd. Bad Bunny and Damian Priest against Miz and Morrison was done by Adam Pearce. Strowman and Shane by Michael P.S. Hayes. Tag Team Turmoil was Pat Buck and Tyson. Shane Helms produced the Cesaro Rollins match. Chris Park. That'd be Joseph Park, right?
You know, Abyss.
He did the New Day against AJ and Omos. Night 2, Orton and Wyatt was Jamie Noble, though not his fault. We all know whose fault that is, right?
Shut up!
Triple Threat was produced by Hayes, Oscar Rhea by Tyson Kidd. The tag team title match by Kidd and Buck. Apollo Big E by Jason Jordan. Riddle and Sheamus by Chris Park, and Owens and Sami Zayn by Adam Pearce. It's pretty cool to see who did what on that. Sad news, condolences and thoughts with Shotzi Blackheart as she lost her father a few days ago, actually on the 11th of April there. As I just mentioned, Netflix officially released the first trailer for Army of the Dead, so go check that out on their YouTube channel. I am excited for that. It looks like there's going to be some prequel animated series as well, and kind of explaining how the outbreak got to where it was, and very interesting. The outbreak is contained completely in Las Vegas. Zack Snyder kind of explained that, saying that they were able to contain it in Vegas, which is why you see in the trailer, the rest of the world still kind of continuing on. It's not all around the entire country. So Impact on Access TV set for tonight, Thursday night. Jazz retirement ceremony is set to happen there. I don't know what else is going to go on. That's all I got there. Oh, interesting. I did not know this. As I move, I'm going to be moving at the beginning of May, and I'm going to switch to YouTube TV, which does not have access. I just learned that the Plex application has come to terms with Access TV and will carry the network's live stream.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting.
So that's awesome. So now I got a way to, I wonder if I can do it, watch it on demand if I don't watch it live. I'll have to figure that out whenever I move. So, and also I talked earlier that Impact Wrestling is no longer going to be on Fight. Impact Plus is no longer going to be on Fight. And we learned that Triller, whatever they are, Triller acquires Fight Network. They have purchased the Fight TV. So I don't know if that had anything to do with it or not, but it is under new ownership. Moving along, apparently Evilise says she's been released from AEW. She says on Twitter, history repeats itself. I speak up about mistreatment and get let go. That's life.
Whatever. She's been a problem wherever she goes. At some point, you just have to realize that she's the problem.
And finally, to wrap up the night, Steve Austin returning the favor to Chris Jericho, and he is the guest on the latest Talk is Jericho that debuted today, April 14th. So that's going to do it for this edition of Lost in the Midcard. Thank you to SpiderDuck.net for being our host, enabling us to be on iTunes, Spotify, and any of your favorite podcasting apps. All you got to do is search for Lost in the Midcard, hit that subscribe button. That way you know every time a new episode comes your way, typically on Thursdays. And you can also subscribe to the video version of the podcast on YouTube. So go over there, give us a subscribe, give us a thumbs up, give us a little comment on there, help us out on the YouTube. And the links to all that are on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Lost in the Midcard, or on YouTube or on Twitter. I mean, at LITMC Podcast. Matt is on the Twitter at Raw F Showtime. I'm on the Twitter at JB Huskers. And before we ride off into that sunset, Matt, what are your final thoughts?
Oh, wrestling on 5 days a week will take a little bit to get used to, but I definitely think it's for the best for both AEW and NXT, and I look forward to continuing to watch it going forward.
And Impact.
Well, I mean, Impact was on its own night already, so it doesn't really matter what's good for Impact.
It's already getting better for them. Yeah, WrestleMania overall was good. I enjoyed it, but Jesus Christ, Raw sucked ass. Hopefully SmackDown. Hopefully Vince has gotten his hooks off of SmackDown now that WrestleMania is gone. And
that's my hope as well.
Yeah, and it returns to being a good show, and hopefully we get something good for us on Friday. But for Matt Black, this is Jeremy Bennett. Thank you for tuning into Lost in the Midcard. We'll be back at you next week.